Who is Gunther? Gunther is, first off, that's my guy.
When Gunther walks to the ring, nobody cheers. Nobody laughs, nobody blinks. Because this isn't an entrance, it's a warning.
Hailing from Vienna, Austria, Gunther is the personification of toughness and grit.
Every chop sounds like a gunshot. Every stare feels personal. And every opponent realizes the same thing a little too late. This man isn't here to entertain you. He's here to fight. The mat is sacred to Gunther. That's not a catchphrase. That's not branding. That's his belief system. Gunther doesn't wrestle like a modern sports entertainer. He doesn't flip for reactions or dance for applause. Every movement has purpose. Every strike tells a story. When he steps into the ring, it feels less like a show and more like a battlefield. At 6 feet 4 inches and 265 pounds, he doesn't overwhelm opponents with speed or flash. He overwhelms them with credibility. And that's why legends notice. Triple H has said that everything Gunther does means something, a quality that's almost extinct in modern wrestling.
Gunther, to me, tonight showed why he is absolutely, undoubtedly one of the best in the world.
The Undertaker praises him for making wrestling look real, for hitting hard while staying safe, for understanding what it truly means to protect the business.
I say this all the time. I think Gunther is my guy right now, the guy that I like to watch more so than anybody. And it's because he's a throwback to, I think he can work now. Obviously, he could have worked 10 years ago. He could have worked 20 years ago. There's not a lot of wasted motion. There's not a lot of there's not a lot of pizzazz for, I think, what people expect today. But that's what's so unique about him.
The throwback feel.
The throwback feel. There's when he does something, he does it and gets the most out of that. He's the real deal in my opinion. I love watching him work.
Gunther is old school, not as a gimmick, but as a philosophy. Before WWE, his name was Walter Hahn. And unlike most wrestlers, WWE was never his dream. In fact, he avoided it. Walter grew up loving Japanese wrestling and European independent wrestling. To him, WWE under Vince McMahon felt too cartoonish, too focused on spectacle, too far removed from real competition. He barely watched it. And he had a real fear, the same fear many wrestlers had at the time, that signing with WWE could turn his career into a joke. But life outside the ring was brutal. The European wrestling scene was tiny, especially in German-speaking countries. Wrestling wasn't respected, it wasn't profitable. Walter worked exhausting jobs just to survive, including earning around €5 an hour at a slaughterhouse and later working night shifts hauling food as a logistics dispatcher in Vienna. Weekdays were work, weekends were wrestling, and his body was breaking down. He wrestled in tiny venues, took brutal bumps, and slowly burned out. Eventually, he reached rock bottom and considered quitting wrestling entirely. That's when he made one final gamble. Walter went to WXW, Germany's biggest wrestling promotion, and told them the truth. Either they hired him full-time as a wrestler and trainer, or he was done. They took the risk. Walter became the first full-time professional wrestler in Germany, something unheard of at the time. He trained students, he wrestled regularly, and for the first time, he was living his dream without WWE. Ironically, that's when WWE noticed him. William Regal saw Walter wrestle and immediately wrote down his name. Triple H watched his matches and saw something special. Not just a powerhouse, but a thinking wrestler, a purist. Still, Walter wasn't convinced. Unlike the old regime, Triple H promised freedom. Different styles, longer matches, real storytelling. Walter made one thing clear. If he came to WWE, he needed time in the ring to wrestle the way he wrestles best. Triple H agreed. They shared the same vision: credibility, long-term storytelling, and authenticity. Walter didn't need to be reinvented, he needed to be trusted. Imperium was born from an idea Walter had already developed in Germany: discipline, seriousness, and respect for wrestling. Ludwig Kaiser had been part of it long before WWE, and the group stayed true to who they were. Fans believed it because it was real. Walter, now Gunther, had always been outspoken about wrestlers who mocked the business. He despised clowning around. To him, dancing before a fight or treating wrestling like a joke was disrespectful. That seriousness, however, sparked controversy. Some fans accused WWE of leaning into uncomfortable Nazi imagery, the ring general nickname, the militaristic presentation, the stern demeanor. Things escalated when WWE briefly attempted to trademark a name linked to a real Nazi U-boat commander. The backlash was immediate. WWE backed off, made changes, and introduced him simply as Gunther. Gunther himself didn't understand the outrage. He wasn't pushing politics. He was portraying order, discipline, and authority. And once the bell rang, none of it mattered. Gunther dominated. He ran through NXT UK, then NXT, then the main roster. Under Triple H, Gunther wasn't just a monster. He was a craftsman. He reshaped his body, became leaner, sharper, and more marketable. And when he won the Intercontinental Championship, he didn't just hold it, he restored its prestige. Gunther became the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion of all time. His matches against Sheamus, Drew McIntyre, Ilya Dragunov, and Sami Zayn were praised as some of the best WWE matches of the year. Dave Meltzer even broke his own rating scale twice. Then came King of the Ring, then SummerSlam, then history. Gunther won the World Heavyweight Championship. The man who once avoided WWE had reached the mountaintop without compromising who he was. Backstage, Gunther is respected. His matches hurt, but they're safe. Drew McIntyre and Sheamus love working with him because they share that stiff European style. They trust him. Outside the ring, he lives quietly in Orlando with his wife, fellow wrestler Ginny, and their son. He avoids social media. He avoids noise. Because this was never about fame, it was about making a living doing what he loves and protecting the sport he believes in. Gunther proves something rare in modern wrestling. You don't have to change who you are to succeed. You don't have to chase trends. You don't have to be flashy. Sometimes authenticity is enough. He is the ring general, and to him, the mat will always be sacred.